Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. Today, we're taking a trip to Hong Kong. Well, not literally.
More like a cinematic journey.
Exactly. We're diving into the world of Hong Kong cinema, but we're not focusing on the big stars you already know.
So we're going deeper behind the scenes.
You got it. We're looking at the character actors, those instantly recognizable faces, tough guys, memorable villains.
The unsung heroes who helped make Hong Kong cinema so unique.
Right. And our source for this deep dive is an article called Texto Pegado.
Interesting title.
It is, and it gets even more interesting because it focuses on these actors who all have one thing in common: their names.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What about their names?
They all include the word power.
Power. Now that's a fascinating coincidence. Yeah. Especially in a genre known for its, well, power dynamics.
Exactly. And when you look at their careers, it's like that power translates onto the screen. They often played characters with authority.
Whether it's physical strength or social standing, they commanded attention.
Okay, so let's unpack this, starting with Lin Wei. Now, anyone who's seen Tang Bohu Spot's Autumn Fragrance, you'll remember him as Prince Ning.
Oh, the hilarious Prince Ning. His bathroom scene, unforgettable.
You said it. But what's surprising is that Lin Wei's career goes way beyond comedy.
Oh yeah, he's done it all. Over 200 films.
Exactly, and often playing the tough guy, gangsters, mob bosses.
A true master of transformation. One minute he's making you laugh, the next he's sending chills down your spine.
And you see that intensity in The Flag Soldiers. He plays Dead Dom.
Oh, there's that incredible scene where he holds someone hostage in an attic, threatens to burn him alive. The tension is unbelievable.
Wow. So he could go from comedic relief to stone cold villain.
Like flipping a switch.
Yeah.
And even as a villain, he brought a certain gravitas. Like in Plan A with Jackie Chan, he plays a criminal cop.
On the wrong side of the law.
Right.
There's this sense of honor, even loyalty, in his portrayal.
Right. He found those nuances, those moments of humanity that mean you question who to root for.
He embodied that moral ambiguity that defines the best villains, right?
Exactly. He made you think, made you question your own ideas about good and evil.
And this wasn't a one-time thing. He played memorable characters in tons of iconic films. The Big Brother, Water Margin, The True Colors of Heroes.
He had a knack for embodying figures who commanded attention, who held power over others.
And he wasn't afraid to get fantastical, like in Six Fingers Demon Piano. He played the Ghost Saint.
So versatile. He could really inhabit any role. And the amazing thing is, he's still active today.
Wow, talk about dedication. A living embodiment of Hong Kong cinema history.
He's a through line, connecting the past and present. His career really shows the depth of talent in Hong Kong cinema.
Okay, so Lin Wei embodies power through commanding attention and diverse characters. Now, let's move on to Shen Wei. This is where power takes on a slightly different meaning.
Ah, yes, Shen Wei. With him, it's more about a quiet intensity. Captivating, but unsettling.
Interesting. Not the boisterous, in-your-face kind of power.
Exactly. He was often the silent threat. The man who didn't need to shout to be noticed. Like his role in Provincial and Hong Kong Flag Soldiers.
Wait, the same film as Lin Wei?
That's right. He won an award for his performance as Artai. He's caught between rival gangs. There's this one scene where Dadong, played by Lin Wei, locks him in a car and sets it on fire.
They set a car on fire with him inside.
The director was known for realism, and Shen Wei was committed to that authenticity.
Wow, talk about dedication. That must have been intense.
It was. And what's amazing is how much Shen Wei conveyed with so little. No overacting, just fear and desperation in his eyes, his body language.
That's what makes a great villain, right? Unsettling you with just a glance. It's more psychological than physical.
Exactly. He mastered that subtle menace, like in a Chinese ghost story.
Oh, he was creepy. Tattooing the beautiful Wang Zuxian.
Huh.
Truly villainous.
But even as a despicable character, he was strangely compelling. You hated him, but couldn't look away.
And he did more than just kung fu films. He worked with Tsui Hark, even Jackie Chan.
His range was remarkable. Comedic, dramatic, even charming when needed. He was in The Working Emperor, The Protector.
So he could bounce between genres, play heroes and villains, work with the best directors. His power wasn't just in his characters, but in navigating the industry.
Absolutely. He was a sought-after talent. And like many Hong Kong actors, he wasn't just an actor. He directed and wrote screenplays too.
Wow, like The Last Gangster with Stephen Chow.
That's the one. He was a true multi-talent. Didn't just want to be in front of the camera. He wanted to shape the stories.
Sadly, the article mentioned some health issues recently.
It is sad news. He gave so much to Hong Kong cinema.
Absolutely. Well, Shen Wei's career shows how power can be subtle or overt. He may not have been the loudest on screen, but his impact was huge. Now, let's talk about D-Wei. He really embodies physical prowess and martial arts mastery.
Yeah, D-Wei, now, he was the real deal when it came to martial arts.
Yeah, I was reading about his background, colonel in the Taiwanese military.
Uh-huh. And a champion martial artist. He wasn't just acting out fight scenes.
He was living them.
Right, and you could see that authenticity on screen, especially in his villain roles later on.
Yeah, those later roles, he was so intense. It's like you could feel the weight of his experience.
Absolutely. Every punch, every kick, it wasn't just choreography. It was real.
Yeah.
Like, he understood the power behind every move.
It makes those fight scenes so much more compelling.
Exactly. And, he actually started out playing heroes.
Really? I always think of him as a villain.
I know, right? But he got his start with Shaw Brothers films, often alongside T-Lung.
Oh, wow. Those classic kung fu movies.
Yep, like Southern Shaolin and Northern Shaolin, Lovers Chasing the Wind Sword, 10 Tigers of Guangdong, and The Last Five.
So he was working with the best right from the start.
He was. And it really honed his skills, learning from master choreographers, amazing directors. But yeah, he really embraced those villain roles later on.
Yeah, and I can see how his martial arts background would make him a terrifying villain.
Oh, absolutely. Any particular role come to mind?
Well, I was thinking about his role in Plan A, the pirate leader, Luo Sanpao.
Oh yeah, fighting Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, and Yuan Biao all at once.
What a showdown.
And D-Wei just commands the screen. You totally believe he's a force to be reckoned with.
He brought that same energy to the dragon from the end of time, Jet Li's brother.
Yeah, the power-hungry brother. So great. From hero to villain, he played both sides so well.
Like his power was adaptable.
Exactly, a true chameleon. And his martial arts, it just brought this credibility to those roles.
The article mentioned he was also in Summer Fortune and Eastern Condors. It seemed like he never slowed down.
He was a legend. And the incredible thing is, he's still involved in the industry.
No way, still going.
He's got a new movie coming out, the Chinese martial arts.
Wow, that's amazing. A true testament to the legacy of those Hong Kong action films. Okay, on to our final powerful actor, Wang Longwei.
Another martial artist with a long career.
It's interesting how martial arts keeps coming up.
It's a common thread, right? They all came up in an era when martial arts were everything in Hong Kong cinema.
It was a way of life.
More than just fighting, it was a philosophy, an art form. And Wang Longwei embodied that.
So he wasn't just acting tough, he truly understood martial arts.
Oh yeah, black belt in Goju Ryu Karate. And you know who discovered him?
Ooh.
Chung Che, the legendary director.
Wow.
Wang Longwei became part of Chung Che's third generation of disciples. It's like a lineage of masters.
That's so cool. So he was following in some serious footsteps.
He was. And like D-Wei, he started out mostly playing villains in those early Chung Che films.
Those films were known for their gritty realism, right?
Yeah, super intense fight choreography. Wang Longwei was right in the middle of it. But he also worked behind the scenes later on. Action designer, screenwriter, even directed.
It seems like so many of these actors had that same drive to understand every aspect of filmmaking.
They weren't just actors, they were storytellers, true masters of their craft. And, Wang Longwei went on to star in some films that our listeners might know.
Oh yeah, like what?
He was in Project A2 with Jackie Chan, and he had a great part in Young and Dangerous.
Wait, Young and Dangerous? He played Chen Shaochun's father-in-law, right?
That's him.
Talk about an explosive character.
He really was. And get this, he even appeared in both versions of the 5 ancestors of Shaolin.
No way. Both the original and the Jet Li version.
Yeah, different characters, of course, but still, it's a cool little connection.
He was a constant in Hong Kong cinema, adapting through the years, but always staying true to those martial arts roots.
Exactly. And, the article mentioned he's retired now.
Well deserved, I'd say.
It sounds like he's had an amazing career.
It's incredible, isn't it, how these 4 actors, all with power in their names, really shaped Hong Kong cinema.
They were more than just character actors. They were pioneers.
So as we wrap up, what's the key takeaway for our listeners?
I think it's important to remember that every actor, every role, big or small, contributes to these stories we love.
Especially in Hong Kong cinema.
And these powerful actors, they remind us to look deeper, to consider the motivations, the complexities, even in the villains.
They challenge our ideas of good and evil.
Exactly. And in the world of Hong Kong cinema, those roles came with a powerful punch.
So next time you're watching one of those classic films, Look out for those familiar faces.
The unsung heroes of Hong Kong cinema. Their stories are waiting to be discovered.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, Di Wei, now he was the real deal when it came to martial arts.
Yeah, his background is pretty impressive. A colonel in the Taiwanese military.
And a champion martial artist. I mean, he wasn't just acting those fight scenes out.
He was living them.
Exactly, and you could feel that on screen, especially when he started playing more of those villain roles.
Yeah, he could be pretty intense. It's like you could feel the weight of his experience in every move.
Every punch, every kick, it wasn't just choreography, it felt real.
Like he really knew what he was doing.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what's funny? He didn't actually start out playing villains.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he started with those classic Shaw Brothers films, often alongside T. Lung.
Wow, I love those old kung fu movies.
Yeah, classics like Southern Shaolin and Northern Shaolin and Lovers Chasing the Wind Sword.
10 Tigers of Guangdong and the Last Five.
That's right. So he was working with the best of the best right from the start.
He was. So how did he make that switch from hero to villain?
Well, those early roles really let him hone his skills, working with amazing directors, choreographers. But yeah, those villain roles, that's where he really found his niche.
Yeah, and I can see how his martial arts background would just make him such an intimidating villain.
Oh, totally. Do you remember any of those villain roles in particular?
Plan A, for sure.
Oh yeah, the pirate leader.
Luo Sanpao, going up against Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, Yuen Biao, all at the same time.
Talk about an epic showdown. And Di Wei more than holds his own. You really believe he could take them all on.
And then the dragon from the end of time.
Oh yeah, Jet Li's brother. So good.
Oh.
From playing the hero to being the ultimate villain, he could do it all.
It's almost like his power, it was adaptable.
It really was. He was a total chameleon. And his martial arts, it just brought that extra level of believability to it all.
And the article mentions Summer Fortune and Eastern Condors. It's like he never stopped working.
A true legend. And get this, he's still working today.
Seriously.
He's got a new film, The Chinese Martial Arts. Still going strong.
That's incredible. It's amazing how all of these actors, all with that power in their names, really shaped Hong Kong cinema. It wasn't just about the action,
Right. It was their dedication, their versatility, their ability to draw you in, whether they were playing the hero or the villain.
And they really make you rethink those ideas of heroism and villainy. Like, even the toughest characters have their own motivations.
Exactly. They encourage us to look past the surface, to see that humanity in every character.
They remind us that every role, no matter how big or small, is important to the story. And that those roles, especially in Hong Kong cinema, they often came with a whole lot of power.
So next time you're watching one of your favorite Hong Kong films, take a moment to appreciate those familiar faces.
The unsung heroes, their stories are definitely worth exploring.
Absolutely.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of Hong Kong cinema. Thanks for listening.